Boom. The '07 Ford is painted. Man, they look so good side by side. I need the lettering and the sign on there. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Came out really nice. I like it so much. I'm thinking of painting the black Ford the same color, because I really like it. I don't know. Yeah, I have to wait 2 weeks before we put the signage and the letters on there. I'm still waiting for the guy to come up with some designs. I mean, I know we're gonna put the logo on the door, kind of like that logo right here on the door. But there's this extra little side, right there, that we're not quite sure what to do with yet. So he's gonna play around with a couple of things. We're thinking of putting, my lawn sign, like that right here. But I don't know. So we'll see. But the side here has a lot of space for a nice big phone number, and then some of the services that we do. Anyway, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I can't wait to put it in another truck. I've got a Dodge. I think I'm gonna do the Dodge next. It's a Dodge 1500. I don't know. I am so sad today. It is raining, and raining pretty bad too. It's not light at all. So we got quite a bit of work to do. Well, we always have work to do every day, but I like to start the week off on Monday without any problems, because payday's Wednesday, and it usually takes about 2 days for the credit card batches to go through and to go into the bank account on Wednesday to make payroll, you know what I mean? We'll be fine, we have money in there. It's just that's what I like. That's why I want everything to go smooth on Mondays. And it's raining pretty hard that I don't know, I may even consider just calling it a day, but I know if I do that, it might start clearing up. Oh man. Damn. Oh well, I've got to figure out what to do. With the rain this morning, really backed us up, and we have so many houses and we're kind of understaffed that we don't even have an extra day other than Sunday. So the sun finally came out. It's about 1 o'clock. It's 1:20 right now. The guys, they had 32 on their list today, and they're only on their second house right now. Because they had to stop. And so what I did was the mow guys, I just sent one of them home until noon, and the other one I had fixing sprinklers. He didn't even get through that many, but he still did a few sprinklers, so I'm pretty happy about that. So I am taking this trailer right now in this truck, just this mower and a trimmer. I don't have an edger. An extra edger, because the garden crew that's out there working too, they're doing gardens, and they're actually going to save the day with the garden jobs they're doing. They're doing about those two guys are doing about $1,600 worth of garden work today, so they're actually saving our butts today. But I want to get caught up because it's only Monday and I don't want to start the week all backed up. So I'm going to take this little trailer and that trimmer, and I'm going to do the tail end, start on the tail end of the guys that are mowing their route, and see if I can get this day caught up. So we're going to be mowing till about 8 p.m., maybe even later than that. So hopefully this will help. But man, I'm down to bare bones with this equipment. My 48 inch is still not fixed at Cutler's. At the place that fixes it right now. Not 100%. I'm not too worried about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the tail end of their route, and I'm going to try to just do the little yards that can be done with just a little mower, and I'm going to see if that will help us. But we are so far behind. We're about 5 hours behind. It's almost like we start the day 5 hours later than normal, and we still have about 30 houses to do. So this could be kind of fun, actually, to see how many we can get done. Not sure if I'll be able to show video of me busting ass on those lawns right now, but I will be trying. So I just did the first house, and as I was unloading the mower, I realized I don't have an air blower. So I was like, dang it. So I had to be really careful as I was, doing that job to not make a mess, because I wasn't going to be able to blow off the grass clippings and things. So anyway, I'm headed over. I'm going to find the gardeners and take an air blower from them, and possibly take the stick edger since they might not need it. Anyway, what a mess this day is turning into. Anyway, it'll all be worth it if I get it all caught up. Here's one of the properties that I fertilize. I only fertilize this lawn. I don't mow it or anything else. He was one of my early customers, and he lives outside of my service area now. But when he first hired me, he said that he's gone through 5 other lawn care companies that could not handle the weeds and to make this lawn green and keep it green. He had purple violets all over the place, and purple violets are hard to eradicate. So I told him that was no problem for me. I'd be able to take care of that. And again, this was one of my early customers, so I've been treating this guy's lawn for, I guess it's been like 3 or 4 years. I can't remember now. And so when I changed my service area, when I took out this city, I called him up to tell him, and he was just like, "Are you serious? I mean, what am I gonna do now?" So, and then I just felt like he was so happy and good to me when, word of mouth referring me. I just couldn't take him off the route. So I do go outside of my service area for him. And this year I said, "Hey, would you mind possibly telling your neighbors on this street about me, so when I do come out here, I can do a couple more jobs, but I don't want to go, outside of the street." And so he referred somebody. So right after this, I'm going to spray somebody else's house. So this is the second application. This is round 2. So I've got, on this one, I've got grub preventative control, N-Charge, RGS, what else? And then 2,4-D, low volatile herbicide. So anyway, I'm really happy with this lawn. Again, this is round 2. So I don't know if you can see the neighbors' lawns compared. Like, not as dark, lush green. There's one across the street. Compared to this one, it's lime green. There's another one, same thing. It's like lime green, just not as lush as this one. So I don't know. Again, I'm really happy with this mix, with this lawn and fertilizer that I've been using. So let me talk about some of those really hard to kill weeds like purple violets and clovers. I'm gonna add clovers into this mix too. So that lawn I just showed you was just covered in those little waxy leaved purple violets. Just the wax alone on those leaves make it hard for herbicides to penetrate. So that's why anybody using cheap product have a hard time with those weeds if they're not adding like a surfactant, you know, like an oil base surfactant, or something that will help the product get inside the plant. So anyway, so for a while I had, as far as pre-emergent goes, to make sure that those weeds don't come out, you have to water that lawn. Like, you have to flood that lawn basically. All right, I'm using the word flood. Okay, what does that mean? Water like hell after you put down pre-emergent. So with this guy, so here's the thing, with I would put down pre-emergent for a lot of lawns that had that have had issues with purple violets and clovers, and then they'd show up again like a couple of weeks, in a month or two, and they'd show up. So I didn't know what to do, you know what I mean? I'm putting down this product that says it's supposed to kill purple violets, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I get to this guy's house. He was a new customer. I fertilized it, or not fertilized, well, I fertilized it and put down the pre-emergent down. And after I left, apparently he had flood irrigation, which is like a shared water system that he pays for. And it basically, you saw that big yard, so he does a lot of like gardening and things like that. And so he has it flood irrigated. So he's allowed to just flood that lawn, like literally flood it, like a foot of water. And so apparently he did that. He didn't know I showed up. He didn't know I was there, and did a spray. And so he flooded it. And that's how I know that you have to water it in. So anyway, after I did that, so here's the thing. Let me go back a little bit. So the year he called me, he had a bunch of purple violets. So I took care of them with different products, whatever, got rid of them, but they would come back. So the next year, at the beginning of the year, that's when I did the pre-emergent, and then he flooded it. He didn't know I was there, and he flooded it. So he calls me, he's like, hey, I saw your lawn sign after I started the, flooding the lawn and blah, blah, blah. Is that gonna be all right? And I'm like, I know you're supposed to water it in, but I don't know if you flood it, if that's gonna help. Or if that's gonna not do anything, I don't know. So I said, I'll go back if we see purple violets, in a few weeks, I'll go back and take care of them like I always do. So it turns out he didn't have a single purple violet pretty much the whole year. I do spray in my program. Sometimes I do have a herbicide, and that could have killed some if they were coming up and they were small. But flood irrigating, him making that mistake and me observing it was key, because now I know that if you flood a lawn with, or not, I say flood, you could just water it in. Just make sure you water it in like a lot when you're doing pre-emergent. That's what works best. So when you have customers that have a real heavy infestation, make sure you tell them, what you've learned. Like, hey, I've noticed that it works best when you water it heavily, or if you have flood irrigation, put the flood irrigation on after. That works best. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. Speak of the devil, just got a call for our very favorite purple violets. Says that they've tried to treat him and nothing will go away. So I've got T-Zone in my mix today. So it's these leaves. Anyway, so I'm gonna spray this lawn and hopefully take care of it. Hey, so man, it's been raining this week. So it rained hard on Monday, and so, but the guys, so it rained on Monday, as you saw. I got that truck ready with the trailer and I went out and helped. So I called one of my high school guys that usually works in the summer, and I asked if he would work, that day. Typically Mondays, I know, are like early out days around here for high school and all the middle schools and stuff like that. So I knew that there was a chance, and so he said, yeah, he was ready to work. And I said, I need you till 8 p.m. that night, because I knew we'd be working that late. And so we were able to knock out a whole bunch of houses and almost catch up for the day. There were still like 8 houses that overall didn't get done on Monday. So anyway, on Tuesday, I tried out this guy that I said, that said he knew what he was doing. He was referred by one of the other workers, and he said, the worker said, I don't know what his experience is, but he said he's mowed lawns before, so he thinks he can do this no problem. Anyway, so I said I would pay him cash. I think I'm starting to like that whole thing about paying cash that first day, and just to test them out and see if they can really, see if it's going to work out. If it doesn't, at least they got paid that day. And if it does work out, they got paid, plus then we can talk about how much money they should be getting. I think I've had a pretty good response with that so far. And so tomorrow, this week, so anyway, at the end of the day, the high school kid, he's not gonna be able to work yet because I need him, during school hours and stuff like that. But I told him that if I'm ever in a jam and I need him after 3 o'clock, if I could call him up, and he said, yeah, for sure, he's ready to make some money, so that's cool. But usually that's pretty late for us. Anyway, and then this new guy yesterday, no, he never mowed before. He mowed when he was a kid. He mowed his parents' lawn, he said, and he thought that that's basically all he'd be doing was, it'd be easy like that. He didn't realize all the work that actually goes into this. So anyway, it worked out. He helped me get caught up for Monday's route. And so, yeah, that was awesome. The first house, he didn't know what he was doing, but, by the third, he was catching on with the mower. And overall, it was a pretty good experience. He was pretty good. Actually, like, at the end of the day, he got really good. And I think that I could have worked with him, but I think overall he wasn't into it as much as he thought he would be. And so no big deal. He helped me get caught up. And now we're moving on to the next day. But then today it started raining. So we're going to be backed up again tomorrow, I'm sure. Unless my Mo guys pull off a miracle. I don't think they will, though. I was looking at their route already. Actually, it's not that bad, but they're going to be behind a little bit. So anyway, I'm talking to this new guy on one of the Facebook job posting pages, and I don't know. So here's the thing. I realized that I'm not going to find experienced people. I've learned to live with that. I came to a place to realize that is where I'm at. I'm not going to find experienced workers. That's just not going to happen. So what I'm going to do is just find somebody that's hungry, wanting to work, and that has never done this before, so I'm gonna look for somebody like that and train them to do it our way, right from the start. That obviously that's going to be the best way anyway, but I thought that I could find somebody who knew what they were doing so they could hop in the gardens, fix maybe some sprinklers, do, all the stuff that we do. But that's just not going to happen. So I'm going to move my focus to hiring somebody brand new and just training them. And I may do multiple people. I may try to find 2 or 3 people to do this with, and I'm just gonna have to buckle down and put in the training hours and just do it, because the Mo guys, they're gonna get behind. Even if it was a sunny day, they're still gonna be short a couple houses probably, because they're just getting so many houses put on the list that I gotta get somebody up and running mowing lawns. So I feel, I don't know how I feel. It's just, we've got all this work, so we've got to get it done one way or another. It's either me doing it or me training people to eventually do it. So I'm just gonna train somebody. And you know what? Doing it this way, I don't have to pay such a high wage, to start off to hire somebody. So somebody with experience, they're expected to get paid $15, $16, $17 an hour. And I've talked to people that want $20 an hour, and I can't do that. You know what I mean? To mow lawns, there's no way I can pay that much. So, and to keep them paid for the whole year like that, I just can't do it. Maybe if they knew how to install sprinklers and know how to use Bobcat excavator really good, all right, I could see that. But not somebody who just wants to mow lawns, and I can't pay that. So believe it or not, I don't poach workers. When I see a bunch of workers out in a property, I don't approach them. I'll say, hey, what's up? But I won't say, hey, come work for me. I do approach people that I see working in a garden or mowing lawns that don't have a uniform on and don't have a work truck nearby, that I know they're just kind of doing it on their own. I will approach them and ask if they are looking for work. And I've approached some of those guys and I said, hey, are you looking for a job? And they say, yeah, how much you pay? And I said, $16 an hour. And they go, nah, I'm good. I'm like, what? How much you think you should get paid working for a lawn care business, I'll do that for $20 an hour, but not 16. It's just it's crazy. It is crazy out there. Can't take a selfie and drive at the same time, I guess. So it's Friday and we are completely caught up with our mowing route. Yay! Dude, today was hard, man. 4 o'clock p.m. and we are completely caught up with the mow route. We'll take that as a win. I know lately I've been telling you about all the problems I've been dealing with staffing and behind schedule and all these other things, but today we'll take this as a win with getting the mow route caught up, and we've got 2 guys out doing sprinklers right now, so that's another win. So hope that turns out okay. One of the guys is brand new. I'm just, I went out with him the other day. I did a job with him. He seems like he's capable of doing that. Now, he's not new hire. When I hired him, I knew that his specialty was sprinklers. This guy's name is Jose. But I needed him in the gardens. And so I told him, let's do gardens for now. If an opportunity arises, or we get caught up, or we hire another garden person or whatever, sprinklers will ultimately be for you, but for now, I'm more interested in gardens, So we currently don't advertise sprinklers currently, but I have 2 guys, like Justin loves to do sprinklers. Like, he'd rather do sprinklers than anything else. He's really new at it, so I don't trust him completely, but I love the can-do attitude that he has, that he wants to go fix sprinklers. Like today, he's fixing a backflow preventer, which normally, somebody with experience would pretty much take on that, but, I went and looked at what he's been doing. I saw the progress. I'm super happy. He totally figured it out. He went to the sprinkler store and talked to the guys out there, and they totally helped him out. So he's getting that taken care of. He's just got to glue a part together now, and it should be all done. So that's awesome. So I'll take that as a win. So whoa, this video now is like full of wins. And then Jose, he says he has 20 years experience. So he's off doing some sprinkler turn-ons. All he has to do is turn on the water, check each station, make sure all the sprinklers work. Any that aren't working perfectly, he's got to replace. So, somebody with 20 years experience should be able to do that easily. So he's off doing that. If he has any questions, he'll call me. I might follow up today just because it's his first time out by himself. I also have a few picky customers that are on these guys' sprinkler list that pretty much just want me to do the sprinkler stuff, and I tried telling them that I'm not the one that's going to be doing that, but so I know they're going to probably give them a hard time, so I want to stay close to that, see how that plays out. But anyway, we're caught up with the mowing. It's 4 o'clock on Friday. We've got sprinklers all day the rest of today, and then tomorrow. And I've got a spray route, so I'll let those guys I'll let those guys fix sprinklers tomorrow, and I will be spraying fertilizer. This good topic I probably should bring up is answering service. So I signed up with this answering service called Answer Connect. Dude, I totally recommend it. I don't care how big your business is, how little it is. This service, it's awesome. So you can have it so that it will call forward. Like if you don't answer your phone a certain amount of rings, they'll answer it, and they'll act like they work for you. Like they go, Lawn Thumbs, this is so-and-so, how can I help you? And they take the message and they just say, yep, somebody in sales will call you right back. Or whatever you want them to say, we'll call you right back. So, and then you get an email alert like immediately. I tested it the first time. I think I've been on the service now for like a week. So I tested it the first day. Thank goodness we signed this all up. We got this all set up because Emily got sick this whole week. She's been out this whole week. We would have been in trouble, but the calls keep coming in. The messages keep coming in, and we're able to respond if we have to right away, or we send out an estimate like when I get back to the office. So it's just been awesome. So I would look into Answer Connect. Everybody that's called, I don't think anybody has a clue that whoever answered the phone when they called didn't work for me. So I highly recommend. They fixed my aerator, another win. So the cool thing is, they told me I was gonna need to order a part for it, and it was the lift bar, that whole lift frame underneath. So I ordered it. Well, I tried to order it, and it was gonna be $300. And anyway, I guess they just welded it back together. And so they told me it was ready. And so I went to the other place where I ordered the part and said I didn't need it anymore. I was ready to pay a restocking fee or whatever. But they didn't even order it yet. So I didn't have to pay for that. I was like, how come you guys didn't order it yet? They're like, it had to get approved because it was so much. It was $300, so we had to get approval. And the person that approves wasn't there, so they didn't even order it. So whatever. Anyway, I got it fixed, and I just had to pay for the labor, $85. Cool. Just got a phone call. So yeah, overall, pretty good week. It's just crazy. It's almost like it's a whole nother business this year because we're working like crazy on Fridays, Saturdays. It's just like we're busy, so that's a good thing. It's just weird. We don't normally work Saturdays, and here we are trying to still do jobs on Saturday. So anyway, overall, I think it was a good week. Did put out some fires, but at the same time, got a lot of wins. So yeah, it's a pretty good week.